Something brought you here before your day even began, and that matters more than you think. There is a moment, right after you open your eyes, when your mind is quiet, your spirit is open, and your heart has not yet been pulled in 100 different directions. Most people miss it. They rush, they grab their phone, they step into stress before they even take a breath. But there is something deeper happening in that exact moment. It is not just the start of a new day, it is an invitation. God seeks you in that space before the noise arrives, not when you are overwhelmed, not when you are already tired, but right there, in the stillness. And if you learn how to recognize that moment, everything begins to change. Your decisions feel clearer, your emotions become steadier, your day stops controlling you. But here is what most people never realize. Ignoring that moment has consequences. Not loud ones, not obvious ones, but subtle shifts that follow you throughout your entire day. And that is exactly what we need to talk about next. There is a sacred window that opens every single morning, whether you notice it or not. It happens in those first seconds when you wake up, before your thoughts start racing, before your responsibilities start calling your name. In that moment, your spirit is not guarded, your mind is not crowded. You are fully available, even if you do not realize it. Not through noise, not through pressure, but through a quiet awareness that something inside you is being invited to listen. Many people expect a loud sign, a clear voice, something undeniable, but most of the time, it is much simpler. It is a sense of peace that does not come from your circumstances. It is a thought that gently redirects you. It is a feeling that you should pause, even if everything in your routine tells you to move. The problem is not that God is silent. The problem is that the moment is brief and the world is loud. If you do not recognize it, you lose the opportunity to start your day guided instead of reactive. And when that happens, you spend the rest of your day trying to recover a peace that was already offered to you at the beginning. There is a cost to starting your day without alignment, and most people pay it without even noticing. It does not show up as something dramatic. It shows up in small decisions, in your reactions, in the way your energy slowly drains as the day unfolds. When you wake up and immediately step into noise, your mind begins to absorb everything around you before your spirit has had a chance to anchor itself. You check your phone, you see problems, expectations, comparisons, and suddenly your internal state is no longer yours. It is being shaped by whatever reached you first. You start reacting instead of choosing. You feel rushed without knowing why. You carry a weight that does not even belong to you, and by the time you notice it, you are already in the middle of your day trying to fix what could have been prevented in the first few minutes after waking up. Most people think it is just part of life to feel anxious in the morning, to feel scattered, to feel like the day is already ahead of them. But that is not how it was meant to be. That is the result of starting your day without spiritual direction. When you are disconnected at the beginning, everything else becomes harder. Your patience shortens, your clarity fades. Even small challenges feel heavier than they should. But there is something powerful hidden in the opposite of this pattern, and it starts with understanding what the silence of the morning is really offering you. There is a kind of silence that most people misunderstand. They think it is empty, meaningless, just the absence of noise. But the silence you experience in the morning is not empty. It is unoccupied space, and that changes everything. When you wake up, before the world begins to demand your attention, there is a stillness that surrounds you. No pressure, no expectations, no voices pulling you in different directions. That silence is not there by accident. It is the only moment in your day where nothing competes with God's presence. Instead of trying to fill that silence immediately, you need to learn how to sit in it, even if just for a few seconds. Because in that stillness, your thoughts slow down, your emotions settle, and something deeper begins to surface. Not noise, not confusion, but clarity. It does not come as a loud command. It comes as a subtle alignment, a sense of what matters, a quiet conviction about what you should do or avoid. It is the kind of guidance that does not force you, but leads you. Most people never experience this because they interrupt it too quickly. They rush to fill the space, and in doing so, they miss the one moment that could have grounded their entire day. If silence holds that much power, then what you choose to focus on right after waking up must be shaping everything that follows. The first thing you give your attention to in the morning does more than occupy your mind. It sets a direction. It quietly tells your thoughts what to follow, your emotions what to amplify, and your decisions what to align with. This happens faster than you realize. If your first focus is noise, your mind begins the day scattered. If your first focus is pressure, your body responds with tension. If your first focus is comparison, your confidence starts to shrink before your day even begins. You may not notice it immediately, but everything that follows carries the imprint of that first moment. When your first focus is intentional, when you pause and allow your attention to turn toward God, something shifts internally. You are no longer reacting to the world. You are establishing a foundation before the world reaches you. Your thoughts become more disciplined. Your reactions become more measured. You stop being pulled in every direction because something inside you has already been anchored. It is not about the amount of time. It is about the order of priority. Even a brief moment of true focus in the right direction can change the entire flow of your day. The problem is not that people do not have time. The problem is that they give their first attention to everything except what actually sustains them. And when that happens, they spend the rest of the day trying to regain a sense of balance that was available from the very beginning. But this leads to something even more profound about your state when you first wake up, something that can either open you spiritually or completely block your awareness. There is a state you enter every morning that most people pass through without awareness. It is not just physical awakening. It is a transition where your mind is not fully conditioned yet, and your spirit is more accessible than at any other time of the day. In those first moments, you are not carrying the full weight of your identity, your worries, or your responsibilities. You are, in a sense, unguarded. And that is exactly why this window is so powerful. You feel more deeply. You perceive more subtly. A single thought can influence your mood. A single moment of stillness can bring a sense of peace that stays with you for hours. This is not accidental. It is the way you were designed to reconnect before stepping into the demands of life. Instead of protecting that sensitivity, they expose it immediately to chaos. They flood their mind with information, stress, and distraction. And because they are still in this open state, everything hits harder, settles deeper, and shapes their internal world much faster. What enters your mind in this early phase does not just pass through, it imprints. It sets a tone that echoes throughout your day, influencing how you think, how you feel, and how you respond to everything that follows. You begin to protect that space. You become intentional about what you allow in. And instead of being shaped by randomness, you start allowing God to shape your inner state from the very beginning. Still, there is a tension that arises in this exact moment. A quiet battle that most people feel but rarely understand. Right after you wake up, there is a quiet tension that begins to form. It is subtle, almost unnoticeable, but it is one of the most decisive moments of your entire day. On one side, there is a pull towards stillness, a sense that you should pause, breathe, and connect. On the other side, there is urgency, noise, and the instinct to move quickly into everything waiting for you. Your hand reaches for your phone almost automatically. Your mind starts listing everything you need to do. Concerns begin to surface. And within seconds, that gentle spiritual invitation is pushed aside by the weight of routine. Every time you choose distraction over connection, you reinforce a pattern. You train your mind to prioritize noise over guidance. You teach your spirit to stay in the background while everything else takes control. Distractions are not always loud or obvious. Sometimes they come disguised as productivity, as responsibility, as things that feel necessary. But if they pull you away from alignment in those first moments, they are costing you more than you think. Imagine recognizing that tension and deciding, even for a brief moment, to resist the automatic pull, to sit, to breathe, to become aware. That single decision begins to shift something inside you. It breaks the pattern. It creates space for something higher to lead. And once you experience that shift, you start to realize that this is not just about avoiding distraction. It is about creating alignment on a deeper level, something that affects not just your thoughts, but your entire being. There is a state of alignment that most people overlook because they move too quickly to notice it. When you wake up, your body is transitioning from rest, your mind is just beginning to activate, and your spirit is already present, waiting for direction. This is one of the rare moments when all three can come into harmony without resistance. If your body moves before your mind is centered, you feel rushed. If your mind starts racing before your spirit is grounded, you feel anxious. And if your spirit is ignored completely, everything else feels disconnected. Even if your day seems productive on the surface, they start their day physically active, mentally overloaded, and spiritually empty. And when these three parts are not aligned, even simple tasks feel heavier than they should. Decisions become harder, emotions become unstable, energy becomes inconsistent. When you take a moment to breathe deeply, your body begins to relax instead of react. When you quiet your thoughts, your mind stops scattering in different directions. And when you consciously turn your attention toward God, your spirit takes its rightful place as the foundation, not from effort, not from pressure, but from alignment. A state where you are no longer divided internally, a state where your actions, your thoughts, and your spirit move in the same direction. And when that happens, something shifts in the way you experience your day. You stop forcing things to work, and you start moving with clarity and purpose. But alignment alone is not enough. There is something that needs to guide that alignment, something that gives it direction and meaning from the very beginning. Alignment creates stability, but intention gives it direction. Without intention, even a calm and centered state can drift. But when you begin your day with a clear spiritual intention, you are no longer just present, you are purposeful. Most people start their day reacting to what appears in front of them. They respond to messages, demands, responsibilities. Their direction is decided by circumstances. But intention reverses that order. Instead of asking, "What is waiting for me today?" you begin with a deeper question. How do I want to walk through this day with God guiding me? A spiritual intention is not a list of goals. It is a decision about who you will be and how you will respond, no matter what happens. It anchors your behavior before challenges arise. It prepares your mindset before pressure appears. You may set an intention to walk in patience, even if situations test you. You may choose to remain grounded, even if emotions try to rise. You may decide to trust, even when outcomes are uncertain. These are not reactions, they are commitments made in advance. And when the day unfolds, those intentions begin to shape your experience. You notice yourself pausing instead of reacting. You choose clarity instead of confusion. You move with a sense of guidance that feels steady, not forced. But intention alone is not enough to sustain this connection. There must be a bridge, something that allows your intention to connect with something greater than yourself, something that brings the invisible into your daily reality. Prayer is more than words or routine. It is the conduit through which your intentions and your spirit connect with God's presence. It transforms an abstract desire for guidance into something tangible, something you can feel in your thoughts, your decisions, and your energy throughout the day. Many people pray out of habit or desperation, but the most powerful prayer happens when it is intentional, present, and aligned with the moment of awakening. This is not about asking for solutions before you have positioned yourself to receive them. It is about opening a channel that allows direction, clarity, and strength to flow naturally. When you speak your prayer with focus, you are actively inviting divine guidance to enter every choice, every action, and every encounter you will have. The words themselves are not magic, they are the acknowledgement that you are willing to let God lead. That willingness changes your perception, your reactions, and even the opportunities that appear before you. The invisible begins to touch the concrete. Decisions that once felt uncertain gain clarity. Challenges that once seemed overwhelming feel manageable. Peace enters areas where confusion used to dominate. Yet most people never experience this because they rush past the moment, treating prayer as a task instead of a bridge. Once you understand it, prayer becomes the framework for everything that follows in your day. But knowing how to speak is only half the process. The next step is learning how to perceive the answers that come in ways beyond words. The guidance you receive is often quiet, subtle, and easy to overlook. God does not always answer in grand signs or clear instructions. Most responses come through feelings, impressions, and moments of clarity that seem almost ordinary until you recognize their significance. When you wake up and connect spiritually, your mind and heart are more receptive. Thoughts that arise, feelings of peace, sudden insights, or even a deep sense of knowing are all forms of divine communication. The challenge is learning to distinguish them from random thoughts or emotions. It requires awareness and trust. You must pause and notice the patterns, the nudges, and the intuitions that align with your intention for the day. Sometimes it is a strong feeling telling you to act in patience. Sometimes it is a calm voice reminding you to let go. And sometimes it is an inner certainty that a choice is right, even when logic says otherwise. Recognizing these subtle messages transforms your day. You move with guidance rather than reaction. You make decisions with confidence rather than doubt. You notice opportunities and people in your path who serve the purpose of your intentions. Most people ignore these signals because they are rushing, distracted, or expecting something dramatic. But when you learn to hear beyond words, the invisible begins to direct the visible, and your day flows with a sense of alignment you may never have experienced before. And once you can hear, the next step is learning to fully let go of control while trusting that your day is being guided. One of the most transformative acts you can perform in the morning is to release control before your day even starts. Most people approach their day as if they must carry the weight of every outcome, every decision, every obstacle. They try to plan, force, and anticipate everything, often exhausting themselves before the sun is fully risen. Surrendering control is not giving up. It is a conscious choice to trust that God is present in every detail. It is saying, I will do my part, but I will allow guidance to shape the outcome. This simple shift changes how you experience challenges, how you respond to frustration, and how you interact with others. When you let go, you stop trying to predict everything and begin to move with purpose rather than panic. Decisions become calmer, reactions slower and wiser, and even small victories feel guided rather than forced. You no longer battle against circumstances. You move with a rhythm that feels deliberate and supported. Most people never experience this freedom because they never pause long enough in the morning to surrender. They rush, react, and try to control everything. But the moment you practice surrender early, you create a foundation of trust that carries you through every trial, every choice, and every unexpected turn. And once you surrender, you start noticing God's presence, not just in big moments, but in the smallest details of your day. When you start your day connected and aligned, you begin to notice guidance in places most people overlook. It is not always in grand gestures or dramatic events. It appears in small moments that, at first glance, seem ordinary. A conversation that shifts your perspective, a decision that comes easier than expected, a feeling of calm in the midst of chaos. These are all ways God shows His presence. Most people move through the day so quickly that these moments pass unnoticed. They are focused on outcomes, deadlines, or problems, missing the subtle ways guidance is woven into every detail. But when your awareness is tuned, you begin to see patterns. You notice where your energy is best spent, where your words carry more weight, and where opportunities align with your intentions. This is the quiet work of divine direction. It is not flashy, but it is real and powerful. Each detail, each interaction, each choice becomes part of a larger guidance system designed for your growth and purpose. Recognizing this transforms your perception. You stop seeing your day as random or burdensome. You see a path unfolding, step by step, with support that was there from the very beginning. And once you notice the details, you can turn anxiety into confidence and fear into trust, setting the stage for a day lived with faith and clarity. The first hours of the day often carry a quiet tension that most people ignore. Thoughts rush in, worries pile up, and before the sun is fully risen, anxiety has already taken hold. This is not a flaw. It is a natural response to starting the day without alignment. But when you consciously connect with God from the moment you wake, that anxiety can transform into confidence. Your mind becomes calmer because you are no longer trying to control everything. Your heart feels steadier because you recognize a source of guidance beyond yourself. Even challenges that appear threatening are met with a sense of reassurance that comes from spiritual awareness. This is not about avoiding problems or pretending everything is fine. It is about changing your internal state so that fear does not dictate your actions. You replace tension with trust, doubt with clarity, and scattered thoughts with intentional focus. The key is practice. Each morning you choose connection over distraction, alignment over chaos, and trust over control. You reinforce a pattern that carries confidence into every decision. Your day is no longer shaped by anxiety, but guided by a quiet, steady assurance that you are not alone. And as confidence grows, it prepares you to create habits that strengthen your spiritual connection even further. Connection is not a one-time event. It is a practice that grows stronger with consistency. The most transformative mornings happen when you commit to starting each day intentionally, aligning your body, mind, and spirit, and seeking guidance before anything else takes priority. When you build this habit, it becomes automatic. Your first moments are no longer rushed or reactive. Instead, they are deliberate and centered. Over time, your spirit begins to recognize this routine as sacred. Your mind learns to focus, your heart learns to trust, and your entire day flows from a place of stability rather than chaos. This daily practice also creates resilience. Even when challenges arise or distractions appear, the habit you've established acts as an anchor. And once the habit is established, you will notice that nothing in your day feels random or unmanageable, because each moment begins with divine guidance. A day that begins with alignment, intention, and prayer is never random. Every encounter, every decision, every challenge carries purpose when you have invited God to lead from the first moment. Starting your day in this way does more than bring peace. It transforms your perception, your actions, and the outcomes that unfold around you. You can return to your center, recalibrate, and move forward with clarity. It is not about perfection. It is about persistence. Every day you reconnect. You strengthen the bridge between the invisible guidance of God and your visible actions in the world. By creating this habit, you transform mornings into more than just the start of a day. They become a launch point for faith, peace, and intentional living. When you wake and connect spiritually, you no longer feel at the mercy of circumstances. You begin to see patterns, opportunities, and guidance that were always present but unnoticed. Challenges become lessons, moments of waiting become preparation, and even setbacks carry meaning within the greater flow of your day. This is the ultimate power of beginning with God. It turns ordinary moments into divinely orchestrated opportunities. Your day is no longer a series of random events. It is a sequence of guided steps, each one shaped by purpose, protection, and insight. By embracing this practice, you transform not only the start of your day, but the entire rhythm of your life. You step into each moment with confidence, clarity, and the deep assurance that nothing happens without divine direction. This is the difference between living reactively and living guided, and the choice to start with God is yours every morning.